However, that's not enough, right? However many are being indicted and thrown in jail, it's not even close to the hundreds of thousands of people we saw taking to the streets, looting, burning, tearing things down. And at the same time, we're being told that we need to defund the police. So, unfortunately, people need to take their own safety into their own hands. Most people would prefer not to do that. Okay, I don't know a single gun owner who wants to have to go out on his property and start aiming at roving bands of anarchists and thugs and looters and possibly killers. I don't know anyone who wants to do that. What we'd rather do is live in nice, safe neighborhoods. That's why wealthy people I know, the wealthier they get, the safer the neighborhood they move into. Okay, but when you're being told that police departments are not going to get backed up, they've got to stand down, people are walking off the job, they're getting defunded, the law is not being enforced, well, people have to take their own safety into their own hands. And that's what happened with the now famous St. Louis gun couple. You might have seen them. To me, this should be the new image in the Brooks Brothers catalog, is this man walking out in a pink polo shirt and white chinos with his white tennis shoes holding an AR-15. And his wife holding a little, I don't know, a little tiny, like a little James Bond gun or something. I love these guys. They're doing great. Turns out they're Democrats. I still love them. It's okay. Don't worry about it. What happened? Hundreds of Black Lives Matter anarchists trespassed on private property on their way, by the way, to go bother the St. Louis mayor at the St. Louis mayor's home. As these Black Lives Matter anarchists were marching through the private property, they destroyed some of that private property. Somehow managed to destroy a wrought iron gate and possibly some other stuff. So this couple walked out of their home, still on their own property, and they walked out with weapons. Here is just a quick clip of the wife walking out with her James Bond gun while the rioters threatened her life and her property.
Get off my lawn.
Listen, old man, you don't want to with me?
Did you hear me? I said get off my lawn now.
Are you crazy? Go back in the house.
Yeah, I blow a hole in your face and then I go in the house. And I sleep like a baby. You can count on that. We used to stack like you 5 feet high in Korea. Use you for sandbags.
Sorry, that I got confused for a moment. That was actually Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino. But very similar scene you saw from this woman in St. Louis. Walks out with her gun. Didn't have great trigger discipline, I'm sorry to say, but who cares? I mean, that's sort of missing the point when you argue about how she's holding her gun and whether it's safe or not. You know what I don't think is safe? When roving bands of anarchists are marching through private property. I think actually when that starts to happen, when the whole country starts burning down and people are shooting and looting and killing and stealing, then I don't think we need to be necessarily so neurotic about exactly how we're holding the gun. I think at that point, you're trying to protect your life and your livelihood, which is exactly what happened. Mark and Patricia McCloskey are their names. The way they describe it is a mob of at least 100 smashed through the historic wrought iron gates of Portland Place, destroying them, rushed toward my home, where my family was having dinner outside, put us in fear of our lives. Of course that's what happened. They're peaceful rioters, of course. They peacefully destroyed property, they've been peacefully burning down buildings, and peacefully tearing down statues, and peacefully killing people for the last 3 weeks. But they are peaceful, because the people wearing ties and jackets on the mainstream media tell me they're peaceful. So the city attorney for the city, Kimberly Gardner, she's the circuit attorney rather, was very upset about this. She said, "You're not allowed to protect yourself." She said, "We must protect the right to peacefully protest. You know, like all those rioters were doing. And any attempt to chill it through intimidation or the threat of deadly force will not be tolerated. Make no mistake, we will not tolerate the use of force against those exercising their First Amendment rights to steal stuff and threaten people's lives. And we will use the full power of Missouri law to hold people accountable." This is it. The privileged group is Black Lives Matter and Antifa and all the other leftist rioters. They're a privileged group. They have the First Amendment right to kill you and steal your property. But you, a citizen, a law-abiding citizen, do not have any rights. First Amendment, Second Amendment, nothing. You've got to lay down and let these rioters kill you, all in the name of social justice. That, according to the circuit attorney. And at that point, the couple has pledged loyalty to Black Lives Matter. It turns out this couple actually is probably Democrats. They've donated to Act Blue many times. At first, I thought they only pledged fealty to BLM just so they don't get their livelihoods destroyed. And, they're lawyers, and obviously they've got a pretty good life going for them. But it looks like they actually might be Democrats. I don't know if they're Democrats anymore. They might have been Democrats for the last 20 years, but nothing like a band of anarchists to wake you up to political reality. Regardless of their political views, or they cowed to BLM or whatever, I give them credit for defending themselves in the moment. They are completely in the right. These rioters are wreaking havoc and stealing property and killing people all over the country. Governments have defunded the police, and the only thing left to many Americans is self-defense. If you are not defending the St. Louis gun couple, you just don't get it. You just don't get the political situation that we're in. You just don't get how it's all stacked against you. You think, I would assume, that just as long as we play by the left's rules and we don't rock the boat too much, then we'll win eventually. A victory for us is just around the corner. Just one more judge. Just one more judge and we'll win, right? If you think that, you don't get it. You don't get the situation.